Hey guys, Vincentius here again, and I'm just doing a quick video. And again, you guys are used to seeing me do computer video, and lately I've been doing a lot of Xbox video because of computer kind of, I don't want to say issues, but just life issues at the moment. Sorry, still adjusting here. And because I don't typically do actual like not life videos, but real videos, I'm using a laptop with my face cam pointed away from me and whatnot because I don't want myself on camera. But anyway, I'm here to review the Raven that I picked up from Ultrasabers. Let me just make sure this is on camera because I can't see the screen. Yeah. This is the Raven from Ultrasabers. I ordered it on Black Friday. Got it within, I think it was a week or 9 days. I got it really quickly, which I was surprised about. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer than that, but I love it. This is an amazing saber. It was the first one I've purchased, and with this one, I went with the Pommel, which is the SS version. And if you can see, all of it here is the SS talons, which are just going to be a little bit longer. And the SS Pommel has the black grooves in it as compared to just being flush white, or flush, I guess it'd be chrome or silver. I got the CoverTech wheel, and I got a white illuminated AV switch, which we'll come back to in a moment. But yeah, it's absolutely a beautiful saber, beautiful piece of work. There are no, I've seen people with reviews and on the forums and stuff say that occasionally they come with little imperfections, and I've heard sharp points as well, and I honestly don't have any of those issues. And I've looked the saber over several times. The black is in perfect condition, minus what I've done to it. But as when it came, it was, perfect. I would have done this review sooner, but with life and everything else, it's just been impossible. And plus this being a Christmas present, basically to myself, but I, wanted to save it for Christmas because it'd be cooler to do it, in my opinion. So let's get on to the rest of it. This is, by the way, as well, an obsidian saber with the emerald driver in it. So I guess it'd be an emerald saber, if I name it correctly the way I should be. Yeah. So you'll see here on the back as well, you'll see these two little bolts here. Or not bolts, but retention screws, I think they're properly called. These two release this in the center, which you can see from all the windows. And that is the, I guess it'd be the blade holder. Would just be the blade holder itself. And then these two little circles, I don't know if you guys can see those in the camera, but those actually release the blade. So you can remove those and pop the blade out, and then, keep your plug in, whatever you need to do, pull the plug out, put a new one in, whatever you need to do. Blade plug goes in that slot as well when you pull out the blade, which I'll get to in a little bit because I ordered one of those as well, which you can probably hear rattling around on the side. So we'll get to the color here. I went with blazing red, and I think I had them, I don't quite remember, it was a while ago, and everything else going on, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I know it was blazing red because I only like red sabers. But I think I had them send it with the pulse off and flash on clash orange, which I know I did. But since then, I have changed it slightly, and I've changed the sound font. It's one of the defaults, but I have it currently set to the Sith sound font, which is, I think, the third preset because it's Obsidian Dark Star. Yeah, Sith. So let's boot this one up here and kind of mute that a little bit so we can hear ourselves. The blade that I have in here is not technically the one I wanted. I ordered two blades. One came with it that I have off to the side. I'll show in a bit. But this one I ordered accidentally, but I'm perfectly happy with it. It is the custom size blade. I don't know why I ordered the custom size blade and then just ended up getting a 36-inch. I wasn't really paying attention. Because when I ordered it, we were in the middle of a house remodel, and let me tell you, when you do a whole house remodel, it is not fun. But this one doesn't have blade film in it, and I don't really know how well it's going to come out for color, because I'm pretty sure on the video that it's just going to come out with the white cinematic kind of look. I don't know if I can even dull it or do anything to it to help dull it, but it's a full bright color all the way down to the tip. You can see there, there's no dark spots in it or anything. It's obviously brighter down at the base of the hilt, but it's very well illuminated, even without the blade film. You can see here that I have the white AV switch. Let's shut this down real quick. All right. And yeah, the blade's just the white polycarbonate. The only thing I don't like is if I can hold the blade still and with the lighting, you can see that the tip of it is clearly a tip and it's not white polycarbonate. It's like a clear kind of translucent material. I don't know how to explain it, but it's clearly when the blade is off, it looks like it's just a tube with no ending on it until you actually get up to it and see it. With the blade on, it looks perfectly fine. Or with the saber on, it looks perfectly fine. But yeah, let's get to the second blade that I got, the one that actually came with the saber. And it's this one here. I'm not going to hassle with putting it onto the saber for you guys. If you'd like to see what this one looks like, message me on here or even in the comments, and I will gladly do another video demonstrating what this blade looks like. But this one is a heavy grade. It is much thicker. I think it's supposed to be twice as thick as the regular, because this blade here, the white one, is just a regular mid-grade with no blade film, no anything. It's just regular mid-grade. And then this one's a heavy grade. This is not an ultra edge mid-grade. It's a regular mid-grade. Or at least that's what I ordered. And so I hope that I'm not speaking incorrectly here. But yeah, I love this blade just as much. And I like that the tip is more flush on this one. I think that the tip and the way that it blends fits better on this blade. But as a whole, this blade's really nice as well. And I feel comfortable swinging it around and, combat with it. I feel comfortable with this blade. I have no problem standing behind it. It's not metal, so, it's going to break eventually and whatnot have you. The tip will come off eventually, but I have no problem standing behind it. I don't feel like it's going to snap at me or anything. The other one, I would be a little concerned with, only because I tend to do a little bit harder with it. And, the other one, I can bend it myself. This one I can as well, but it's a little bit more difficult to. But yeah, just as good of a blade. I'm not disappointed with this one at all. At all, whatsoever. So let's move on to a couple other things here. Let's move on to the blade plug. I don't know how well this shows up on camera since I can't see my camera, which kind of sucks. There we go. It kind of works. I can kind of see it. This is the blade plug. And in fact, I will put the other blade in at the end of this video. Anyway, because I want to put the blade plug in and kind of show what the blade plug looks like and against this wall here. But the blade plug is cool. It illuminates really, really well with the blade plug in. I typically at night will, because I don't have a flashlight anywhere, I'll typically leave the blade plug out, and I will put my saber to silent before I go to bed in case I need a flashlight in the house if I get up, because we have pets and animals, and I get up quite frequently in the night, and in a dark house. So I use the saber for a flashlight from time to time, and I'll leave the blade plug out because it's far brighter without it. So, yeah, it's not bad. I still like it. It's, eye protection for those who, may not understand how bright it is. And in fact, I did not take my blade plug with me to a buddy's house. And if he sees this, he will know it was him because he immediately looked down the end of it. There's a reason to buy the blade plug. Now, the last important item that I ordered was the stand. I have the charger and everything whatnot, but that's all plugged into a wall, and I actually can't get to the plug at the moment. So I'm just going to do the stand. This is the two-piece stand. I don't know if you can see it because it's clear, so I don't know how well you can see it. These come in two pieces. The clear bit that actually holds the saber comes with an adhesive sticker kind of thing to protect it, to keep it nice and scratch-free and everything. And then the base is the base, and it's reflective. But I really like this stand. As basic and as simple as it is, I really, really like it because I can designate how far apart they are or how close they are. And I don't technically have to use this for an Ultrasaber. I've put my other actual swords on it, and they work just fine. They can be used to, basically display any kind of blade, which I really, really like. Because if I go out with my Ultrasaber, I'll use the stand and I'll put another blade on it instead of having them, sticking out of a box that I have in the corner. So yeah, it works really, really well. I have not gotten my hands on the small stand or the large stand, so I can't vouch or discredit those. I'm sure they're great, but this was my first saber that I've purchased, and this is the first stand that I've gotten with it as well. And because of Black Friday, I got these for free, and I got a t-shirt for free, which is, now that I'm thinking about it, in the washing machine because of laundry. So I can't, unfortunately, go around and grab that. I have the one that says anything else is a toy, and luckily enough, I'm a bigger guy, and when I had put in the order instructions that I was looking for a certain size, they were able to meet that request, which is awesome. So yeah, let me get this blade off, and I'll actually kind of try to do it on camera a little bit. So here we go. Here we got this again. So let me get this in here. It's a really, I don't know if you can see it, it's a really small hex wrench or Allen wrench, depending on how technical you want to be about it. If I can get the groove to line up. There we go. Now you don't need to undo it too much. You do not want to pull these all the way out. I've read and seen that before, and I don't know what happens if you do it all the way out, and I care not try. It's loose. No, one's still in there. I think it's the top one. Sorry about this, guys. Probably should have had these pre-loosened for the video, but with my luck, I'd have flung the blade into a flat screen or something and caused irreparable damage. So, just gonna unloosen that a little bit more, and it's out. Cool. So, one more thing I have not mentioned is that this is a big hilt. I stand at 6'2", and if you can see here, my hand fits in between the top of the mirror and the first groove of the bottom of the hilt, or the top middle of the hilt. And I can get two hands, technically a third if I want to grab it all the way up around the talons, or actually even just below the talons. So it's a big hilt, and even though I love it to death, wearing this with a CoverTech clip, you really underestimate how big it is by the pictures and the videos of them. I will say that this is a big hilt, especially with the SS talons. But even without the talons and without the SS, even with the normal talons, this would still be a big saber. And I've tried my buddy's Ultrasaber. I cannot remember which Initiate model he has, but it's more discreet. You cannot carry this at a convention, or even if you want to be one of those guys that carries it around town. I wouldn't blame you if you were, but if you were to carry this anywhere, it's not discreet, and it's going to hang out, and it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's really quite a big hilt. But anyway, let me grab this blade plug again, and then I will show you what it looks like with and without the blade plug. Not towards the camera, of course, but... So, with the blade plug, we'll kind of... Actually, let me set it to silent just for everyone's ears and whatnot. So. Okay, so that's...
Ancient Saber, Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 6.
And the beep is confirm, and then... Or the beep is silent, and then you hold...
Confirm.
Hold the button, and it confirms. So, if you guys can see that, you might be able to see it on the camera. I think I see it from up here. You can see that it's a red, and then it kind of goes to an orange. I don't know if you can see that, per se. But that's with the blade plug in, and since I don't have it tightened, it doesn't want to show it properly. And you can kind of see how bright it actually makes the... I don't know if you guys can see that, what the blade plug looks like there. Trying not to point it directly at the camera, but yeah. So if we were to pull out the blade plug and point it at the wall, you can see how much brighter it is without the plug in. And not that I hate the plug, but if I'm going to use this as a flashlight, I'm pulling the plug out because I know not to look into it. Because I understand how bright the LEDs are, especially when you handle one of these, don't look into it. But for other people and for conventions and other things, definitely need the plug, and it's definitely well worth it. I think the next blade plug I'm going to go with is just the regular circle one, the default. I decided to go with the star one because I wanted something different that wasn't just basic. And for this last bit, I'm going to put in this other blade. And I don't know how much of a difference it'll look to you guys, but at least I can try to show you the difference. And there it is there. It still looks great. That's in the orange mode, and now it's going back to red. I don't know how much of that you can actually see. Let me switch it back real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll just put it back to the basic.
Confirmed.
Okay. So, I don't know how well you guys can see the difference between the blades without being here in person. This blade doesn't have any dark spots in it either. It doesn't have poor illumination anywhere. But it is duller than the other blade. And when you look at it, and I know you're not going to be able to see this on camera, but you can see on the blade, I don't know if you guys can, yeah, well, you can kind of see it. You can see that there is a gap between the edge of the blade and where it looks like the blade's coming out. Because there's the outside of this part of the blade here, that if you can see where my hand is, you can clearly see that there is a gap in the plastic, but that's how it should be because of the blade wall. Whereas the other saber, it doesn't give you, or the other blade doesn't give you that because it's such a thin wall on it, which is perfect, and that's what you kind of want. But even then, this one's for dueling. It's not for show. It can be, but yeah, I love both blades. I have no problem with either one, except for the end of the white one. The mid-grade custom no blade film. But yeah, it's definitely a great saber. One last thing that I haven't mentioned is that they have the lock-on feature, the lock-up feature, which I will kind of help demonstrate, is that just pressing it, I have it set to more of a yellow, and because my blade's not locked in, it's not There we go. It's got more of the, you know, the clashing sounds and whatnot. But yeah, that's about it. So overall, if I was to give it a score of 100, I'd probably give it about a 90, 92. I really, really like this product. There's a couple things that, if I had a choice, I would change, especially with the flash on clash and pulse lockup. I would try to show it, but it's really hard with the camera and the changing colors. And if you guys want to see what I mean, I can make another video, because I can't change the color on it because I'm recording on the same laptop I changed the colors with. But when you lock up or clash, it sets it back to the default color, not the color it's currently pulsing from. So if you have a saber that pulses from two completely different colors, like let's say orange and green, let's say for some weird reason you want it to be Shrek colors and you want it to pulse from red to green, you know, if your saber does that, you're not weird, but it's just kind of an odd and not normal combination. Let's say green is your default. If you clash it orange, it instantly clicks back to green and then does the flash. So it just looks a little bizarre, like in a fast motion, because you see it happen. But I wish that it would. Oh, there's another thing I should probably touch on now that I'm thinking about it. I wish that it would just flash from the color that it's at. I don't know if that's a setting that I've missed or if that's something that they could update later, but I will maybe figure that one out. Look at the forums or whatnot. Because I'm not a big forum person, because I'm just not. There's one last thing that I should mention, and yeah, it's the pommel. Now, I can unscrew the pommel, no problem whatsoever. And I'm not even going to do the whole routine of trying to get that out. That is the battery pack, and I'm a big guy, and I should be able to just shake that blade plug, or not blade plug, but the battery pack out, and I have a really hard time doing it, like an incredibly hard time. I stand at 6'2", and sometimes I have to jerk the blade from above my head all the way down to my waist with a hand cupped underneath it, like so that it doesn't just go flying out and snap off. I don't know why it's so tight in there. I know aluminum expands and contracts with temperature, so if I have a really hard time doing it, I'll warm my hands up with like hot water, rub them off real quick, and then I'll kind of hold the aluminum, and it seems to come out a little bit easier. But other than that, no real problems. So yeah, I'd give it about a 92 out of 100 if I was to give it a fair grade. I've seen other reviews where people rant about the other companies. I'm not going to do that. Ultrasabers is the best. It will always be the best. So yeah, there's my review. Thank you guys, and like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I don't really want to have to say that in a review video, but if you could, that'd be great.